Cam here, Football Friend of Mine podcast. Just reacting to another video, man. Um, this was something I was interested in for a while. The NFL Combine is a part of my life, man. I've watched it in amazement at how many people have hurt their draft stock by maybe conducting the interviews in the wrong manner, or how many people have hurt their draft stock by not performing well. But I've always been interested in the guys that have used the combine to further their draft stock, man. Chris Johnson, um, Jarek McKinnon, people like that. Vic Beasley had a really good combine. Then I go old school, well, old school for me, people like Von Miller, people like Demarcus Ware. He clowned at the combine, you know what I'm saying? So Dree Archer turned into a higher mid round pick than what he was slotted at because of the combine. So I'm interested to see, who's on this list of combine performances, man. This is a channel called Full Draft. Excuse me, and really excited to see who they got on the list, man. Because it intrigues me about the combine, man. So, like I said, always like, subscribe, and let's check it out.
Every year, college athletes flock to Indianapolis to take part in the NFL Combine. It's a circus of sorts, where NFL hopefuls compete to see who can run the fastest, jump the highest, lift the most weight, all with the intent to increase their draft status and hopefully convince a team to draft them higher than they probably should. Players train specifically for these events.
Hey, the shade, or not shade, I wouldn't say shade, but the fact that Tavon Austin is kind of in this introduction shows everything you need to know about the combine, bro. Tavon was awesome in college, man. One of the greatest highlight tapes you'll ever see. Also, he's definitely should have been used a lot better than what he was in St. Louis, but the fact that he was drafted, I think he was a little bit ahead of his time, man, because people like Tyreek Evans, man, people like just think of anybody. Oh, McCole Hardman. People that have this crazy speed and agility. Um, didn't really get the love back then, man. But also, I fought the Rams because they didn't use him correctly. We could have had all kind of packages for him, and we just used him as a kick returner. But I digress.
Trying to marginally increase their performance.
Let's get through this to the list. Let's see.
Dominant NFL Combine performances took place. Let's first take a look at the bronze place finisher.
Definitely Johnson. He runs like an athlete.
Oh man, Lane Johnson. I didn't know he was on this list at all, man. Dang. Let's see what kind of numbers he had, man.
Athletic tight end. I'm not even saying like a tight end. He runs like an athletic tight end.
Coming out of college,
Oh, shout out to Mike Mayock, man. He made the combine on NFL Network really fun to watch and to listen to, man. Because you could tell it wasn't scripted, and he really knew what he was talking about, man. So when he got the GM job for the Oakland Raiders, well, Las Vegas Raiders at the time, um, I knew he would do some good. So shout out to Mike Mayock, man, for making my combine experience really fun to watch.
Lane Johnson was a highly sought-after offensive tackle who scouts claim possessed ideal athleticism in addition to a 6'6", 303-pound frame. His performance at the 2013 Combine solidified what people already knew about him. But most people didn't expect just how freakishly athletic Johnson's Combine results would be. One of the few people who did predict Lane Johnson's Combine results was Lane Johnson. During a meal with his agent on the day of the Combine, Johnson said, I'm going to rip this fucking combine to such a level that these motherfuckers have never seen anything like it. And when it's all said and done, I'm gonna go top 5.
And honestly, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. At least as far as the top 5 is concerned, man. One of the best. One of the best linemen at Oklahoma, man. They've had a few really good ones, man. So, we'll see.
And he was spot on. These motherfuckers had never seen anything like it. Johnson finished the 6 events ranked 2nd, 4th.
Yo, are we saying this right? The man ran a 4.7? What? Wow. A 4.7. A vertical jump of 34 inches. Damn. Jesus, man. Like, that's scary, dude. That's scary, man. Golly, what in the world? No wonder he's been one of the most dominant tackles in the game. Jesus, man.
4th again, 14th, 41st, and 81st on the all-time lists among offensive tackles.
All-time list? Jesus. The 40-yard dash is just crazy, man, for a guy his size to move like that. That's wild.
Even on the bench press and shuttle, his 2 worst events, he ranked in the 74th and 89th percentiles, which is still pretty great. But his dominance was on full display in the other 4 events. His 4.72 40-yard dash is 2nd all-time among offensive tackles, 1/100 behind first place, and it ties him with wide receivers Anquan Bolden and Jawan Jennings, despite both of these guys weighing.
God damn, Anquan ran a 4.7? He sure didn't look like it when he played, man. He didn't look like he ran a 4.7 when he played. He looked like he ran a lot faster than that. But the fact that they like 100 pounds lighter than him, and he ran that just that fast, no wonder Lane is a monster.
Nearly 90 pounds less than Johnson. And his 118-inch broad jump broke Tony Ugo's record that had stood since 2007. Johnson's record jump wouldn't be beaten until 2018. If you pair that 118-inch broad jump with his 34-inch vertical and 7.31 second 3-cone drill, we find that he's got a profile that's closer to the average running back than to the average offensive lineman. It's been over 10 years since Johnson competed at the Combine. Hundreds of other offensive tackles with access to better training, nutrition, and sports science have had their results tracked. Despite the influx of competitors, 4 of Johnson's 6 events remain in at least the 96th percentile.
It don't matter. Sometimes you just got it, dog. You just got it. No matter what, you do as far as training, sometimes you come into there and just an athletic freak and you just show it off, man. Sometimes you don't need training like that, man. People just got it, man. But man, the fact that it's been a while and ain't nobody really touching his numbers, you gotta know he was that deal.
With 2 of them in the 99th percentile. When it was all said and done, Johnson did end up going top 5. He called a shot, and he delivered, posting the 3rd most dominant Combine performance. But the year after Johnson's 92.85, someone beat it. Someone with a slightly different frame than Johnson's.
Okay, let's see. We got Jerick McKinnon. Hey, Jerick was nice, dog. Jerick was nice, man. He was a nice player, man. And if I'm not mistaken, he went to Georgia Southern, man. So they ran this like crazy triple option, man. That was just freaking nasty, man. And as you can see in the picture, this is an SEC school that he running through. And his tape alone got him drafted way higher than maybe any other year. But the Combine, I'm pretty sure, solidified where he was going to go. But Georgia Southern was serving people that season. So it's definitely good to see him on the list. Check out some more.
off to the races. McKinnon will be caught and knocked to the ground at the 9-yard line. But the first play of the second half is good for 66 yards.
Unlike Johnson, Jerick McKinnon didn't have much attention from NFL scouts when he came out of Georgia Southern in 2014. Mock drafts prior to the combine had McKinnon going either very late in the draft or completely undrafted. After his 2014 combine performance,
Which is crazy, because like I said before, he was clowning that Georgia Southern, man. So, like I said, I knew he was get drafted, but in my eyes, I was like, he's an NFL running back. You know what I'm saying? So, I figured he was gonna get drafted, man. But the fact that a lot of the, media people had him drafted at, 6 and 5 is crazy, man. But he turned it around.
he shot up draft boards. In the 20-yard shuttle, McKinnon posted a time of 4.12, which was 4th among running backs that year, and slotted him in the 84th percentile all-time. Pretty decent. This was his worst finish among the 6 events. The only other event that he finished below the 90th percentile was his 6.83 second 3-cone drill. But McKinnon was fast. His 4.41 40-yard dash was 2nd among running backs that year, and in the 90th percentile all-time. And while McKinnon performed well in these 3 events, the last 3 are where he really separated himself from the pack, starting with a vertical leap of 40.5 inches and a broad jump of 130.
Yo, 40 inches for a running back? He definitely played basketball, bro. He could dunk with ease with that. Gotta be.
2 inches, which placed him in the 96th and 98th percentiles respectively. Going into the final event, McKinnon's dominant score was sitting at a 91.92. Through those 5 events, his dominant score ranked only 23rd. He was on the outside looking in, and needed a big score on the bench press if he wanted to crack the top 3. But the bench press is an event especially challenging for running backs. It's hard to be both fast and strong.
See, that's a great saying by him, man. It's hard to be fast and strong, because it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're big, you're probably not going to be that fast. And if you're small, you're probably not going to be that big. So I'm anxious to see what his bench press was, man. So interesting, because running backs typically don't do that well. I think it's cornerbacks, running backs, and quarterbacks for the most part. They'll do very well with bench press, man. But it's really good to see that was kind of the difference maker. So let's see what he ends up with.
And given the importance scouts place on the 40-yard dash, running backs usually prioritize speed and agility over strength.
Yep.
In fact, if we look at the top 250 bench press scores all time at the combine by weight of the player, we see that the most successful bench pressers often weigh over 300 pounds, and 249 of the 250 weigh more than 225 pounds. There's one person outside of that range, because at the 2014 combine, at a body weight of 209 pounds, Jerick McKinnon put up 32 reps on the bench press.
Woo!
Only one running back has ever had more bench press reps than McKinnon. Alex Barnes had 34 reps in the 20.
Let me put that into context, man. Having a bench press score of that high for a running back means that when you get to the next level, running through contact is probably not going to be a problem. That is crazy. Crazy. 32 at 225? Woo! Dang.
2019 combine, but he weighed 226 pounds and was significantly slower, ranking in just the 40th percentile in the 40-yard dash. While a running back like Barnes prioritized strength over speed, McKinnon prioritized strength and speed. He finished in the 99.8th percentile in the bench press and vaulted his way.
Bro, his change of direction was nice too, man. That was pretty nice how he cut through there.
Into the second most dominant combine performance of all time, which led the Minnesota Vikings to take a chance on him and draft him in the 3rd round, after which Hall of Fame running back Adrian Peterson had this to say about McKinnon. He's probably the best athlete on the team. You don't think he can bench more than 400 pounds, but he does. You don't think he can squat over 500? He does. He keeps me on top of my game, I'll tell you that.
Hey man, to have Adrian Peterson telling you, like you got the goods, man. I'm pretty sure it gave him a lot of confidence, man. But he turned that combine into a crazy, pretty good career, man. Honestly, man. So it's pretty cool to see how like I said, the combine can make different stars, man. Give people more opportunities than they would have, which is kind of crazy why people just wait till they pro days or whatever. I get it's a comfortability thing, if that's the word, sorry. But man, the combine just, man, it's always been good, man. So this is pretty cool to see.
Pretty high praise for a guy who was only the 112th ranked recruit coming out of the state of Georgia back in 2010. And it just so happens that the man with the most dominant NFL combine performance was also in that same 2010 Georgia high school class.
Oh yes, Vic Beasley, bro. Vic Beasley out of Clemson, dog, was a beast, man. When I say he looked and it felt like he was gonna be a first rounder, dog. His production was really cool, man. So I'm anxious to see what his combine stats were that kind of boosted him up. Cause on the field, it was undeniable that Vic Beasley was an NFL player, bro. Like, look at that hit, man.
Blind side coming at him was
Nasty.
Beasley.
After a successful 4 years of college at Clemson where he set the school's career sack record, Vic Beasley went into the 2015 Combine with high expectations.
See, Gaines Adams is on the list, man. Rest in peace to Gaines Adams, man. He was a beast too, bro. Oh man, Gaines Adams was something serious at Clemson, bro. And with the Bucks. Rest in peace, man.
Scouts called Beasley one of the best pure edge rushers, with the speed and strength to become an absolute menace in the NFL. Beasley confirmed this sentiment with his combine performance. He showed no weakness in any of the 6 events.
Nothing, bro.
With Johnson and McKinnon,
Golly.
there were 1 or 2 events where their dominance wavered, but not Beasley. In each event, he was in at least the 90th percentile, and he finished top 10 all-time in 4 of the 6 events, ranking 7th in the 40-yard dash, 2nd in the vertical jump, 4th in the broad jump, and 7th in the bench press. Of the
Yo. 4-5 for like a defensive end outside linebacker hybrid, bro. That's crazy quickness, dude. Dude at 4-3 at the top. That's just nasty anyway. But adding all of these to the equation, man, is absolutely crazy, man. I'm looking at it like 4-5 speed with ability to jump helps in pass coverage, like broad jump, like bench press, like dude, this is insane, dog. Like what in Jesus.
The entire field's 7,766 combine performances, 1,531 of them ran a 40-yard dash of 4.53 or better. 105 of those players also had a 41-inch vertical jump. 50 of those players also had a 130-inch broad jump. 39 of those players also ran a 6.91 shuttle. 30 of those players also ran a 4.15 three-cone drill. And 1 of those players also had 35 bench press reps. That one player is Vic Beasley. He ended up with a 96.7 dominant score, and his combine performance made headlines across media outlets. Beasley was considered a first-round prospect prior to the combine,
Yeah.
but after his combine performance, he leapt into top 10 consideration.
Yeah, see, like I said, man, dude was a beast at Clemson, so it wasn't an argument on his first round status or top draft pick status. But man, the fact that he blew up the combine like this, Jesus, man, oh man, like this, I was interested to see what kind of numbers he had, but not surprising he had it on the list, man. Like Big Beasley, I remember he did pretty good, man. But I didn't remember the numbers per se, but Jesus, man, he really did.
And the Atlanta Falcons took him with the 8th overall pick.
Yes, they did.
Unfortunately, dominance at the combine doesn't necessarily equate to dominance in the NFL. It's long been said that good combine scores don't translate to good.
Yeah, man. So, look, this was a good video, man. I'm definitely gonna give it a like. I'll give dude a subscribe, man, because this is pretty cool, man. So, like I said, what y'all think, man? I thought Vernon Davis would have been on the list, man, because Vernon Davis's combine really put him in top 10 category, man. But um, like I said, I thought it would be in the list, but it's all good, man. Like I said, I like the list. I like the video, man. So, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Cam here, Football Friend of Mine podcast, signing off.